And then there were 4. Hello everyone, welcome back to Hey Dad RC, and today we are bringing you the final installment of the summer series of the inaugural season here at Windy Hill Raceway. The 4 cars that you see laid out in front of you are the 2 fastest lap times from each respective division. And a little bit of an addendum here, looking at these cars, they have already been run, the races are over. I decided to change things up a bit here at the last minute. My apologies for that, but with the way the weather is today and the way the weather is looking at tomorrow, it's looking pretty horrible. I recorded this race in the rain. I had no way to keep the rain off of the camera, so the following footage of the race isn't that good, and if you guys want to skip that part of it, I don't blame you a bit. My initial plan was I was going to take the fastest car from each division race and pair those in a finale of sorts, but I ran each car 5 laps once, and I'm just going to take the fastest lap time from each to determine the winner. Like I said, the weather is just not good out there today. It's not looking good tomorrow, and I've got a lot of other RC stuff, other projects that I need to get cracking on. Behind me, I've got the indoor crawler course for the micro crawlers that I plan on doing a bunch of videos in the fall and in the winter, but I need to start devoting more time to getting work done on that crawler course. I've got some kit builds that I really want to work on, so that's why I'm wrapping it up this way today. If you hear that little bit of air noise in the background, don't worry, that's just the air compressors. It's been working overtime to get these cars cleaned back off because they were a mess. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you the clips from each car racing. Like I said, with the fog and the water droplets on the camera lens, if you guys want to skip over it, I don't blame you a bit, and be back for a quick wrap up here. Oh, and one quick final note, running the 2 kit cars down in front earlier in the season, I ran them on nickel metal packs to try and keep things as even as possible between all 4. I am going to run those 2 with 2S lipos as well as the 2 in the back. Championship Saturday weather and track condition report. And as we can see off in the distance, we are surrounded by fog up here on the hill. Currently, temperatures sit at 68 degrees. There is a very slight hint of a breeze, and currently a light rain is falling. They're calling for rain most of the day today and tomorrow, so we got to get these 3 races in regardless of the weather. As far as track conditions, the outer edge is freshly mowed, and as you might imagine, with the rain falling, it is wet. The inner dust bowl section looks pretty good though, with the moisture on top of this normally dry, loamy dirt. Hopefully this will allow the cars to get better traction along the inside edge, but on the outer edge it could spell trouble and a lot of tire slippage. Who is going to win the championship here in the first season at Windy Hill Raceway? Well, we've got 4 cars ready to go. We're going to see who takes it all. For the Armor Raider XL, I keep thinking of this buggy as a little engine that could. It sat atop the division leaderboard for most of the season. The thing that held it back today was the drivetrain being two-wheel drive, wet outside. The tires just kept slipping, didn't have the extra grip that it needed. I've tried selling this car several times in the past. No, I'm hanging on to it now. For the Loze Tenacity DB Pro, this car is an animal, and no surprise that it ended up in the top 4. The only thing I think that really held this car back was the size of my course. This car's fast, powerful, it accelerates quickly, and I think my course is just a little bit too small for it. This thing is bad. For the Javelin, this car is like the Cadillac of RC cars. From the tires to the suspension, everything just works well on this car. The only thing I think that hurt it today was its motor. Team Kyosho has already hinted that before next season, they're looking at installing a hotter motor in their car. For your champion, the St. Dragon, what can I say? For a kit that comes in well under $200 to finish out on top is a testament to this chassis. This car just drove so well and beat out the Javelin by the slimmest of margins. Well, here we have it, guys. The numbers don't lie. Kit division dominated today, and here is your champion on the season. That's right, it is Tamiya's St. Dragon with a fastest lap today of 9.79 seconds, followed by the Javelin, the Tenacity DB Pro, and then the Armor Raider. But this year, first season, St. Dragon sits on top. And surprisingly, the St. Dragon, of the 4 cars ran today, the St. Dragon was the only one to post a faster lap time than in its initial run. As we see, the Javelin was just a bit slower today. The Tenacity and the Raider also a bit slower as well. But the St. Dragon, by a small margin, ran a faster lap today than it did earlier in the season. Kind of a surprise to me. So that's it. Looking for the numbers. We're going to get you back out to the podium for a quick wrap-up with the St. Dragon and on the Summer Series as a whole. From the start of the season, weeks and weeks ago, a starting lineup of 27 cars spread out over 14 weeks of racing to end up to this point today with a look at our true champion. We are looking, surprisingly to me, at the Tamiya St. Dragon. But this one sits atop above so many other cars. It is a surprise to me. And, you know, I don't take this as any sort of true indicator, guys. I'm just out here having fun. My track is horrible. My driving skills are horrible. So it's not like this is a true indication for any one of these cars that I'm driving. It just happens that this one, by the slimmest of margins, took home the championship trophy today. We're talking that this beat out the Javelin by not tenths, but hundredths of a second. That's how close it was. But to me, that a car that cost $158 and change, that's just the kit without electronics and such, ends up on top. It's a testament to this car. As funky as this, as these Dragon series of cars looks, they drive really nice. Like I said, under 160 bucks. They have stabilizer bars. It's a really fun car to drive. And like I said, it took it by the slimmest of margins over the Javelin. But this is one last look at your race champion. I did a quick cleanup on all 4 cars with the air compressor, but still a lot more cleaning left to do before this one goes back to the shelf. And that's about going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Not only this video, but it's going to wrap it up for the series. Sometime soon, I would like to take a little bit of time and do a quickish roundtable type video discussing the Summer Series, what I learned, what I would do differently, all those kinds of things. And in that video, I'm going to ask you guys for some input in case I go ahead and do this next year. Maybe things that you would like to see done differently and such. But yeah, here's your champion, the Tamiya St. Dragon. With a podium finish, we'll sit atop with some prestige up in the hobby room until possibly next season. So guys, I appreciate you taking this journey of many, many weeks with me. I appreciate everybody's support who has watched week in and week out and has liked and commented. I appreciate that so much. And the discussions that I have with all you guys in the comment section really is the reason that I do this. I get a kick out of that. These race videos, you wouldn't think so, but it takes a lot of time. And the other guys out there that do this, I'm sure you're all sitting there nodding your head in agreement. It does. Even though 5 laps for the most part for any one of these cars I'm running takes about a minute, a little over a minute of actual run time. Between everything else, it just takes a lot of time. And the other guys out there that I watch that do this sort of series, they do such a great job. And if I can do just half a good a job at what I did this year in comparison to those guys, I'll consider it a job well done. But guys, as always, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out my content. I always appreciate that. And until next time, everybody stay safe. We'll see you around.